Good morning. What a fantastic turnout. And welcome to the beautiful city of Palmdale and the weather that we have here in the city. It's so honored. I'm so honored to be able to stand up here and to MC this ceremony that we've been working on for about 3 years, and the city's been working on it for 3 solid years, and we're finally able to achieve what we came here to do. But 247 years ago, the first fighting force of the colonies was established and became what is known as the United States Marine Corps. Today is the beginning of a new effort that actually began after Gunny passed away 4 years ago. A group began the effort to rename Avenue N in his honor, and today it stands as Ermey Avenue. But there's always been one key element that we wanted to do from the very beginning in all of the meetings that we had to try and set this up. Okay, I'm going to compete with a train. And that is that we wanted to make Ermey Avenue a musical road that could honor all of the Marines that have served and all the servicemen that have been part of our country's defense. This location along BJ's Corner, where we will begin the musical highway. Actually, I'm told it's going to start at 10th Street West and work its way down to Sierra Highway. But we will, and we will have that opportunity to promote our own citizens, our own community, and to thank all the Marines who served this country over the last 247 years and beyond. When completed, it will be the end of what we started 3 years ago. It presents this opportunity to gather with the true supporters of this community, the Marines of today and yesterday and tomorrow, the city of Palmdale and its staff who have worked tirelessly to get this project on the books. This musical highway will be the first in the nation dedicated to one of the famous Marines in our beloved Marine Corps. In movies, TV commercials, mail call, and the numerous visits to our troops out of the country. One very special man is Gunny, and one very special member of our community. One special man who always came back to our home, his family, and us. So with that, I would like to welcome all that have attended. We will now ask Bart Avery to approach the podium, and we're going to ask our young Marines, to come up and serve as the honor guard for this occasion.
The guard, hold, fix, pose, present, colors.
Join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Carry, colors. Arts, fix. Oh, word, arch.
Thank you, young Marines. At this time, I'd like to recognize some of the elected officials and official reps and VIPs. First of all veterans in the audience. We have representatives from the Patriot Riders, and we have representatives from the city of Palmdale, Lancaster, and the County of Los Angeles. I'd like to recognize Captain Ronald Schaefer, who's our captain here in Palmdale. There he is. Let's not forget the LA County Fire Department, who, by the way, these are Station 129, and they're flying the Marine Corps flag. We have some members of the Ermey family. They don't want to be recognized, but we honor them for honoring us, for having the member of their family serving with us in our community, and we appreciate every bit of everything that Ermey did for this community. We have Jackie Owens from Congressman Mike Garcia's office. Where's Jackie? Hi, Jackie. Brandon Rogue from Senator Scott Wilkes' office. Brandon. Pamela Balsh from Assemblyman Lackey's office. Pamela. And we have one of our special guests here. We'll introduce the members of the City Council in a few minutes, but we have General David Smith, Commander of Plant 42. I saw Chuck out here. Chuck is representing Catherine Barger's office. Welcome, Chuck. Thank you for being here. Now we're going to have our special guest, who's been part of this process since the very beginning. We have Mayor Steve Hoffbauer.
Trying to figure out if I was getting a look there or something.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to give you a heads up.
Yeah.
That was a heads up.
That was it.
All right.
Going in there. I'm gonna lose this.
Thank you.
Not that anything would blow away in the wind out here, and it never.
There's no wind.
There's no wind ever out here. So thanks, Rick, and thanks everybody to get this down to normal human height here from Rick's height, huh? So, all right. I want to thank everybody for being out here today. I also want to thank. We've got a whole bunch of people here from our boards and commissions. We have some of our council member elects here. So if you're fit one of those categories, wave, huh? Okay, there you are. So, you know, it seems like just yesterday we were dedicating Avenue N as R. Lee Ermey Avenue. I always said it should have been Gunny Highway, but you know, I got outvoted, right? So can you believe how quickly that time has passed? You know, but even then, we were looking forward to today, where we could celebrate the construction of this musical road, the beginning of that process, and it will continue to honor a very well-loved and highly decorated Marine, R. Lee Gunny Ermey. You know, when completed, this musical road will play the Marine Corps hymn, and I'm certain that would make Gunny very proud. So I'd like to wish the Marine Corps a very happy 247th birthday. And as we approach this weekend's events, I want to thank you all who have served in all the armed forces of the United States of America. It really only feels like a short time ago that we did dedicate this highway, but there's no way to fully express our appreciation to all the service members for their service and their sacrifice. But it's nice that this stretch of road is again drawing attention to our U.S. Marines on this birthday and the anniversary of the Corps. It's also great to be here to recognize Gunny for the attention he brought to the Marine Corps through his career, his dedication that he dedicated in his life to the Corps, to his community, and to his family. I look forward to celebrating the ribbon cutting of this next year. I'll still be around here, trust me. And I want to thank everybody, especially all of our military veterans, for being out here today. Thank you all. And I'll bring up Councilmember Austin Bishop.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you guys for coming out. This is really a wonderful group of people. I haven't seen a crowd this big in a long time, so it's really great to see everyone's faces again. The script here says to tell me to say thank you for braving with the weather today. but that's not the case. Compared to the last 2 days, I think we have beautiful weather, and it truly is a blessing here in the city of Palmdale this morning. So we look forward to this road bringing people from all over to recognize the importance of the U.S. Marine Corps in their lives, either as a service member or themselves as family members who serve right along with our dedicated military members. Today, we get to say happy 247th birthday to the Marine Corps and celebrate yet another way Palmdale has found to recognize the important relationship we have as a community with our military community. Ermey was a shining example of service, and above self, he has a very special meaning for this musical tribute to be on his stretch of road right here on Ermey Avenue. I look forward to seeing everyone out again when we are ready to ride along to the Marines hymn. Thank you all for coming, and thank you to all of our military members for your service. Have a great day.
Trust me, we're going to be driving this road many, many times at many, many hours of the day. At this time, I'd like to represent. I would like to introduce one very special member of our community. It's General David Smith, U.S. United Air Force, United States. Yeah, that other group that transports us.
Well, what an honor to spend a few minutes with you today. I believe I might have the comma in the wrong place. I'm not sure, Mr. Mayor, if you said 45 minutes or 4 or 5 minutes.
Whatever works.
So we'll go with that. I'm an American airman, and I'm fiercely proud of our United States Air Force, but today it is fitting and appropriate to say God bless our United States Marine Corps. Happy birthday. I love putting on this cloth of the United States Air Force. I love wearing this uniform, but I must admit, when God lined up the different branches of the service and passed out the best uniforms first, we weren't in first place. I think our United States Marine Corps got that role. But their legacy of valor is not to be diminished. Now, I wanted to just share with you a story or two that touches my heart about our United States Marine Corps, and it is our United States Marine Corps, the celebration of their birthday. Now, 2 months ago, our Air Force celebrated its birthday too. Now, something we do really well in our Air Force is we are proven to be the most generous branch of the military. Proven by the fact that 75 years ago in September, we let the United States Army be its very own branch of the military. Now that's a humbling experience. So I want you to go back in time with me almost 40 years. I had completed officers training school and I had completed flight school. I'm a butterbar shaved tail second lieutenant with wings on, and I don't know what the heck I'm doing. But I was on leave back home in Hawaii, and some in the crowd from our great Marine Corps might know the place I'm talking about. It's fairly near Kaneohe Marine Corps Air Station, called the Creekside Bar in the town of Kailua. I was in the Creekside Bar with a young lady that I was dating, and I happened to be in uniform because, funny, after officers training school, those are the only clothes that fit you. And there was a table of Marines with a gunnery sergeant in the back of the room. And the gunnery sergeant was interesting. I start getting a lot of stage whispers from that table, from the gunny, about what's this shaved tail doing in a drinking man's bar? Who brought the Air Force to Kailua? Doesn't he know that Marines run this bar? So I looked at the young lady I was with and said, look, we're just going to cash out and go away because nothing good is going to come out of this. Not today. So as I was pulling my wallet out, there is the hand on my shoulder pushing me back down in the bar stool, and it's the gunny. Now, it's not our gunny, but it's the gunny in this story. And I looked up at him and said, hey, Gunny, and he said, well, Lieutenant United States Air Force, what are you doing in a drinking man's bar? And I said, Gunny, you know, funny you ask, because we were just leaving. You know? Well, he says, ho, ho. And the Marines at the table are laughing off their backsides. They're funny, they're still in their seats. And he looks back at this table of Marines and he says, hoo, the lieutenant wears wings. And they are laughing like crazy, and I'm a little embarrassed and don't know what to do, and all I want to do is preserve somehow both of our careers. And he says, what does the lieutenant fly? And I said, well, Gunny, to be honest, the lieutenant doesn't fly anything yet. I've just finished my basic flight training. I'm home on leave. When I go back, I start B-52 school. I'm going to learn to fly B-52s. The Marines are laughing. He's standing there. Suddenly, he snaps to attention. He faces his table of Marines and he says, gentlemen, you will treat this man with respect. He's an officer in the United States Air Force. He looked back at me and he said, sir, your money is not good in this bar. He looked at the bartender and he said, I'd like to get the lieutenant and his young lady friend anything they'd want. And sir, it would be a great honor if you would come join my men and I. Now, so I don't know what a B-52 did for him, but I'm going to venture it wasn't bad. But if you start doing the math, he's a gunny. This was 40 years ago. Maybe that takes him back to places like Quezon, where phenomenal sacrifices were paid for this great nation by our men and women of the United States Marine Corps and other branches of the service as well. So I'll offer you one more short story about a Marine that I never had a chance to meet, but a Marine that I think we all ought to know about. I had the opportunity to stand in for the Adjutant General down in San Diego for the bringing to life of the Arleigh Burke-class destroyer, the Peralta, named after a young Marine, Hispanic descent, joined our United States Marine Corps as a pathway to citizenship in the United States of America. Family spoke no English. His mother was there helping to dedicate that ship and bring it to life. Because that young man, almost a citizen, an immigrant to this country, a member of our United States Marine Corps, when in a battle position in Iraq, and that grenade flew into that foxhole with him and his multiple Marines, rather than put his Marines at risk, he nestled that thing against his chest, pulled his body around it, and saved the lives of all the other Marines in that battle position, giving up his own. A young, insignificant person named Peralta that we would have never heard of had an accident of fate taken life a little different. But that man is and was a member of our United States Marine Corps and would not allow harm to fall on his fellow Marines. We couldn't give him the Congressional Medal of Honor for some reason, but we did name a proud Arleigh Burke-class destroyer after this young man, and it flies those colors every time it goes to sea, as this road will play that awesome song every time we drive down it. God bless our United States Marine Corps. God bless all our members of the armed forces. God bless everybody who does something even more important for this great nation, and that's support the concepts of free enterprise by doing the work we need to do every day to keep our society vibrant. Happy birthday, Marine Corps.
That was pretty awesome, General. Especially the story about the drinking. It's been a great day. We have a little bit more to do in the groundbreaking ceremony. We've recognized the speakers, we've recognized the elected officials, but more importantly, we need to bring together our Marine Corps, our community, and Arleigh Ermey. So at this time, I believe, I lost Bart. There he is. Bart, if you would come up here, we're going to do a closing ceremony that's kind of special, especially for all the Marines in attendance.
I've got a little speech.
You got a speech? I'm sorry. I missed you.
Who am I?
You are Mr. Bart Avery, and with Sandra and Bart and Bravery, they absolutely brought us together to make this all happen, and I want to thank you for that.
Before I start, we called out all the dignitaries, all the important folks here, and I'm gonna probably cry when I tell you this. There's one person we left out, and I want to acknowledge him. Believe it or not, sitting here in the front row today, we have a very rare, still living, very living World War II veteran. This is Lou Moore. Lou just celebrated, 11 days ago, he just celebrated his 100th birthday. Wow. So I'm pretty sure that it still qualifies if you want to say happy birthday to him. So thank you everyone for being here today. Thank you, City of Palmdale. And thank you everyone who is making this happen. This is going to be a really big thing. Absolutely. 4 years ago today, on the birthday of the United States Marine Corps, as you've heard, we were right here to celebrate the renaming of this street from Avenue N to Ermey Avenue. Today we are here to break ground on a musical road right here on this street, Ermey Avenue, that will play the Marines hymn. I'm sorry I'm repeating things that have been said, but I wrote a speech, so I got to follow it. So a little bit about this great man who this street is named after, a man we refer to as the Gunny. So after filming the movie Full Metal Jacket, how many people have seen Full Metal Jacket, by the way? All the Marines over there, okay, all right. Anyway, after filming that movie, Ermey brought his family and they moved up here to the Antelope Valley. And Lee Ermey lived actually more than half his adult life here in the city of Palmdale. He loved this community, and he gave back selflessly through donating his time, his celebrity, to local causes and events. After his passing on April 15th, 2018, his community came together to rename this street in his honor. This was the street that the Gunny would take en route to LAX to catch a flight to Afghanistan to meet with his beloved troops. This was the street he would return home on after visiting with a terminally ill child in Oklahoma through the Make-A-Wish Foundation. A lot of people didn't know he did that. On behalf of the Ermey family who is here today, some of whom, they are grateful also to the city of Palmdale for making this happen, and they wanted to share this story. So there's another musical road, as many of us know, just to the north of here in Lancaster, and it plays the William Tell Overture. The Gunny's family says that Mr. Ermey loved that road and would always take visiting family and friends out there to drive and listen to it. So can you imagine the smile on his face watching this today? Happy birthday, Marines, Semper Fi, and may God bless all who have served our country. Thank you.
Thank you, Bart. And again, the recognition, to the city, to the community, to the veterans who all took and participated in this effort. But it was always the main force that kept it, the glue together, the glue that kept it together was Bart and Sandra. And we owe them a debt of appreciation and some applause for all the work that they've done.
How's that looking?
Send them to everybody.
Solid.
That's
right. He's right. True.
2, 3.
We're Marines, guys.
Yeah.
Yes, we're working hard.
Ready?
That's the motto.
Call it again. Call it again.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeehaw!
Huh?
Whoopee!